It's been over a month since the Patriots traded Demaryius Thomas to the New York Jets, but with his, dare we say, revenge game coming, Thomas is not done talking smack about the Patriots. I'm Alex Barth. He's Evan Lazar from Gillette Stadium. This is the Patriots Press Pass. And Evan, Demaryius Thomas with some comments to New York media earlier in the week that he wasn't really happy with his time in New England.
Well, I understand where he's coming from. I think that we all saw during training camp that there was, I wouldn't call them promises, but maybe a handshake agreement with the Patriots. You get yourself healthy, you get yourself back on the field, and we're going to have a role for you here. And that quickly evaporated for a couple of different reasons. Obviously, bringing Antonio Brown into the mix was a big one. But I also think the emergence of Jakobi Meyers and Gunnar Olszewski in training camp made the Patriots think, well, let's maybe go the younger route and go with the younger guys. I think that in terms of cap, wise, and also just in terms of production, they've actually gotten similar production out of the young guys as they would have gotten out of Demaryius. So I don't blame the Patriots for going the young route.
This edition of Patriots Press Pass is brought to you by Keeps. If you're ready to take steps against hair loss, visit keeps.com/garden for your first month of treatment free. That's Keeps, KEEPS.com/garden. Now, Evan, circumstances change. That's what Bill Belichick said about Demaryius Thomas not ending up long-term with the New England Patriots. But at the time, the move made sense. They had just signed Antonio Brown. He was traded 2 days after that opener against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Everybody seemed healthy. Julian Edelman wasn't dealing with his rib injury yet. Josh Gordon was, by all accounts, fine. So for all the people who are saying this is Bill Belichick, the GM, coming back to bite Bill, the coach, I don't know that that's accurate. You can't expect what's happened to the Patriots wide receiver core to happen.
And also, like I said off the top, do you want to take those snaps away from Jakobi Meyers? Or do you want to try to develop a young player that showed some promise? What does an older Demaryius Thomas really offer you that Jakobi Meyers doesn't? And it's way more beneficial for the Patriots both in the short and long term to see if they have something with Meyers and try to develop a player there at that spot. So I think that's a bigger issue to me than maybe could Demaryius contribute for this team? Maybe, but would he be doing more than what Jakobi Meyers has done? Probably not. He probably only sees snaps over the last couple of weeks, and he's probably putting up similar production to Jakobi.
And I want to add this, too. I understand Thomas being miffed with how it went in New England, right? That's fine. You want to make the team, you don't make the team. He's a competitor. I get that. But the second part of his statement, where he said that his time in New England was a waste of time, that doesn't make sense to me. He told us during training camp, this is from him, that the 31 other NFL teams beside the Patriots didn't return his calls. They were as interested in him as they were you or me. And now all of a sudden he's the number 3 receiver in an NFL offense. He's not the guy who he was, but he has a job. He's getting paid to play football. That doesn't happen if he doesn't come to New England.
If it doesn't have that 4th preseason game, that definitely doesn't happen.
If he doesn't sign that deal with the Patriots, if he doesn't come to the Patriots, he's on his couch right now. So to say that his time in New England was a waste of time, to me, is short-sighted.
Yeah, and it definitely wasn't a waste of time for Demaryius. Like I mentioned, the 4th preseason game was kind of his welcome back party of him saying, I can still play at the NFL level, sign me, trade for me, or New England, put me in the lineup. And the Patriots ended up trading him. They traded him to a situation where he actually gets to play. They could have traded him to another team that wasn't the Jets that had better receivers, where he's buried on that depth chart too. They actually trade him somewhere where he's getting snaps, played 101 snaps already for the Jets this year. That's not nothing.
And not just that, keep in mind that Bill Belichick, up until that point, he's been New England 20 years, had never made a trade with the New York Jets. He had traded with all the other teams, not the Jets. So he made a point of sending Thomas somewhere that he was going to succeed. And Belichick in his presser today seemed to regret the way it ended, and that not that he lied to Thomas, but he couldn't follow through on his promise due to those changing circumstances. He clearly went out of his way to do what you just said, made sure Thomas went somewhere he would succeed.
Yeah, and I think that if you're Thomas, you're probably looking at it and saying, Antonio Brown was the reason why I'm no longer in New England. I would just go, if you're going to blame anyway, point the finger at anybody, point it at the rookies. Those are really the guys that beat you out.
Like Gunnar Olszewski came out of nowhere.
Gunnar, Jakobi Meyers, now they're going to get N'Keal Harry back. It just makes way more sense for New England to play those guys and pay those guys. They're paying the 3 of those guys less probably than what they were going to pay Demaryius Thomas this year, right around the same number. So that makes a way more sense for the Patriots than playing Demaryius and playing Demaryius also.
Let us know what you think about Demaryius Thomas' time in New England, his comments now as a member of the Jets. You can throw that all down below in the comments. This edition of Patriots Press Pass has been powered by Keeps.com. If you're ready to take action against baldness, visit Keeps.com/garden to get your first month of treatment free. Again, that's Keeps, KEEPS.com/garden for your first month of treatment free. With Evan Lazar, I'm Alex Barth from Gillette Stadium. Thanks for watching.